So that happened. Man, what a debate. Instead of introducing the candidates as they walked out on stage at the beginning, they should have just had a lady in a bikini walk out holding a giant sign that said, "Welcome to the shit show." Holy crap. That was awful. Almost it was almost painful to watch. Like I listened to it more so than watched it, and it was rough. I don't know how anybody could have come away from that on either side thinking that like nobody won. And we all we all lost after that, and obviously we're all gonna lose come November. I mean there is no winning in this one. God, from Trump's side of it, he spent more time talking over and arguing with Chris Matthews. Like, I get some of the arguments that he was also having to debate with Matthews, but a lot of it was his own doings. Like he kept interjecting and putting himself in there and cutting in and just making an ass of himself the whole time when it was unnecessary. Like, your entire strategy for debating Joe Biden is stand there and let Joe Biden turn into a senile babbling idiot. And instead, Trump just kept jumping in and running his mouth and messing that up. Like, if you're a Republican and you felt like he came out swinging, some of the shortest fights have been dudes that come out swinging and get knocked out, and that's what that was. I mean, maybe he came out swinging, but he didn't look like the controlled counterpuncher that you saw in the debates in 2016 with Hillary, and that's what made those watchable and enjoyable and kind of invigorated Trump's base. Was he was patient and he let Hillary talk, and like he had the brilliant little one line jabs that would come here and there, like the "you'd be in jail" and stuff like that. But for the most part, he was very measured in the way he responded and the way he debated. And with this one, there was none of that. Like, instead of being that measured, controlled counterpuncher, he was a wild, flailing child that just looked like a moron. And it was terrible. It was just terrible. Like, there was nothing good to take from his performance in that. But then on the other side, like, you've got Joe Biden that basically he summarily avoided answering any question in a straightforward manner. Everything he said was the same party line BS that you get from all of his scripted speeches that he's uh, been criticized for doing these interviews where the whole thing's on a teleprompter. I mean, it may have been the same thing. Did they have notes written on his podium for him or what? Like, he kept looking at his podium. I don't know if it was. He never gave a solid, straight answer. He had a few moments where he kind of, he looked like he was going to trail off. He looked like he might lose his train of thought, and he kind of. I mean, I guess for Biden, it was at least a semi-win because he didn't just completely fall all over himself, and uh, he didn't create a gag reel worth of stupid stuff like he's had over the last 6 to 8 months. I love those. Just watching the video clips of him say stupid stuff, but he didn't have anything major like that. He didn't have any major like malfunctions or breakdowns in terms of getting numbers ridiculously wrong or anything stupid like that. Uh, I mean, outside of like, if that's a win that you just don't walk up there and shoot yourself in the head, then is it really a win? Yeah, I mean, he didn't answer any questions in any meaningful way. He didn't say anything that like would change anybody's mind about him. I mean, and basically that's kind of where it is for the most part. The people who thought Trump came out swinging, well, they were going to vote for him anyway. And the people who thought that Biden presented good arguments, like, they were going to vote for him anyway. And like everybody in the middle section of that aren't way to the right or way to the left, just watched the whole thing and thought, God, this is really what we're stuck with? Like, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing that this is what it's come down to. And the great thing is, there is actually a third candidate. And I mean, at this point, there is no way that you can make the argument that voting for a third party candidate is wasting the vote. It's a wasted vote no matter what. If you vote for Trump, if you vote for Biden, or if you vote for anybody in the middle, it's a wasted vote because we're going to end up with the exact same shit that we've had for the past 20 years regardless. Nothing is going to change depending on whether you vote for the guy with a D or the guy with an R. So go vote for the woman with an L, and let's actually get somebody that's worth a damn. I mean, Jo Jorgensen and some of her campaign messaging and some of the stuff that the Libertarian National Party has done, I don't agree with, and I don't like the way that they handle it. But just from a strictly ideological standpoint, the Libertarian Party is presenting everything that both sides actually want without having to deal with any of the institutional BS that both sides already bring. The greatest thing that could happen to this country right now would be to have a Libertarian president with a Democratic House and a Republican Senate, and absolutely nothing happens ever again. Let's spend 4 years of having the whole system completely locked down where the government can't accomplish anything, and all of us can get back to our lives the way it ought to be without the government. That's what we need right now. Get on board with this. Like, it is not a wasted vote. The wasted vote is the vote that you cast because you're scared of the other guy. And I got to tell you, after watching that debate last night, I'm scared of both of them because neither one of them is competent. Neither one of them is fully there. They are both insane, and everything that the Republicans and the Democrats both stand for is insane. We have got to break this, and this is the year to break it. I so wish that the Libertarian Party had done a better job of messaging and platforming and telling people who Jo Jorgensen was and telling people what libertarians actually stand for. And it may be a little bit too late for that. And at this point, I think what we're really hoping for is 5% of the vote so that in the next go-around in 2024, the Libertarians are automatically on the ticket and will get a spot at the debates so we can actually put a real candidate up there with good backing from the Libertarian Party and get the message out so that people really, really see straight in front of them what the Libertarian Party stands for and is all about. Because if people could see it in the limelight, they would jump on it and they would back it immediately. So, don't waste your vote. Vote for Jo Jorgensen. Vote for the Libertarians. And let's break this awful system that is just crushing all of us. Have a good day. Hopefully the next debate is a little less of a shit show. Good luck, everybody.